Well, I'm sure you've heard by now that R.Kelly was able to get bonded out, $100,000 bond. The news has been reporting that R.Kelly bonded out. He went to McDonald's, and then he went to a cigar shop, and then he went back to his apartment in Trump Tower. I don't know why it was important to let us know that he went to McDonald's and the cigar shop, but whatever. That's where he went. It's also noteworthy that he did not bond himself out. It is being reported that a 47-year-old woman who lives about 30 miles outside of Chicago actually posted the bond, which he had. It was $100,000. You have to remember he had 4 counts that were $250,000 a piece, which was $1 million bail. So this woman posted $100,000 to get R. Kelly out. They are calling her a friend of him. You know they're going to find her, because who the hell is walking around with $100,000 ready to post bail for someone? I don't know. But you know, the gossip blogs, somebody gonna find this woman and figure out who the hell she is and what is her relation to him. It's also important and interesting to note that the Cook County Jail has been receiving hundreds and hundreds of calls from women who were trying to basically help get R. Kelly out. I believe a GoFundMe was started, and it was quickly taken down by GoFundMe, which is interesting to note. Now, listen, I think it's crazy that these women are attempting to post or get together and post bond for R. Kelly. I think that's kind of insane to me. But I also find it a little interesting that GoFundMe would take down that particular account, but allow George Zimmerman's to stay up. Now, that's a different conversation altogether, but it is interesting nonetheless. And Dylan Roof as well, I believe. But yeah, anyway, when I saw that all these women were attempting to help get R. Kelly out, I thought to myself, I guess that he is just going to have to basically F one of their daughters in front of their face in order for them to stop this foolishness. I'm just trying to understand the hold that he have over people, over certain people. I've always admitted that I was an R. Kelly fan long back in the day because I was from Chicago, and that when I was a fan of R. Kelly when he was at Public Announcement, right, and Honey Love and all that stuff, and even when the whole thing with Aaliyah went down, me and my friends, we was just like, oh, that's strange, oh, that's weird, and we looked the other way, and we kept on loving on R. Kelly and kept on loving R. Kelly. And then I just started to kind of like look at him, obviously a little different a couple of years ago when this whole thing about the girls, and he was with the girls, and he had the girls. I started to kind of like, oh yeah, that's weird. Now, even with the sex tape stuff, I convinced myself, because I was such a big fan of his, I convinced myself that, you know what, but her parents, that I found myself justifying what was going on. I never watched it. I mean, that's child pornography. But I still attempted to justify something just because I didn't want to let go of the music. Not him. It wasn't him that I was just like trying to hold on to. It was the music. And now I'm just like, fuck it. I mean, whatever. I just can't keep doing that. I have a kid. I have a daughter. And I just can't imagine sitting there calling the Cook County Jail trying to get a man that I don't know, right? Trying to help him get out of jail so that he can go and do whatever it is he's doing. He don't care about me, and he don't care about those girls, and yet, I mean, those women that were trying to post bail for him, yet here they are trying their damnedest to post bail for this man who, by the way, has caused irreparable damage to a lot of young women. He has. I'm not going to sit here and say that documentary changed my mind very much, because a lot of those not the young girls, but a lot of the older girls kind of annoyed me, or older women kind of annoyed me in the fact that because you're grown, I'm not saying that you can't be manipulated, because you can be manipulated at any age. But the fact is that as time went on and some of the people closest to them started to talk, it was apparent to me that a lot of the older women were just along for the ride. And as you know, when they were ready to leave, they got up and they left. I do feel bad for the younger ones. That I do. Because even though you can be manipulated at any age, I think when you're young, it's just different. You can be molded a lot differently. All right. And those girls were young. They were. Even if they were just over the tipping point of 17 or 18, they were still young. And it's easier to manipulate a young mind like that. It just is. And I feel bad that the young women that are with him right now, I know a lot of people were giving those women a lot of heat online, and I don't understand that. They are still young women who probably when he goes to jail, because this time I don't think he's getting out. I don't think this time he's getting away from that. I don't. I think R. Kelly is definitely going down for this particular act or whatever, the sex tape. I don't know. But he going down for this one. I don't think we'll go out of this one this time. But when he does, those women, their minds are so gone. It's going to require a lot of extensive therapy for those young women. He has caused a lot of damage for a lot of women, and I just don't know why people don't understand that. He has. He just has. And what I also have noted about those young women whose parents, Azriel's parents, were actually there in the courtroom, and they noted that she wouldn't even look at them. Now, as a mother, that would break my heart that my kid basically has been excommunicated from me because her mind is so far gone. But at the same time, she's also grown and she doesn't have to be with her parents. But considering how a lot of people's greed has come out, and you've been able to kind of pull the covers back and see how some of these parents have also contributed to the fact that this man has a lot of these girls and how the girls got to him. I worry if the girls actually go back to their parents. For instance, Joycelyn Savage, her father and her mother, they're opportunists. Can you imagine Joycelyn going back to her parents if she has to leave R. Kelly? They're just going to exploit their daughter. Can't you see it in a reality show? If you go to Timothy Savage's YouTube channel, you will see what I'm talking about. This man has exploited his daughter. He has been exploiting his daughter for a long time. So I would be actually surprised if those girls actually return to their parents. But they are indeed young women who have been manipulated. All right, they have. I don't like when people blame those young girls. I just think that their minds have been manipulated for a long time. And it's going to take a lot of therapy if and when those girls ever leave R. Kelly. Now, Michael Avenatti, this lawyer, said that he is planning on taking a whole lot of people down because R. Kelly has had a lot of enablers, and I agree. I couldn't agree more. R. Kelly may have been the one that actually did the sexual act and molested young girls, and we cannot forget that. He is the one who did that, okay? But there are a lot of people that need to go down too. So if Michael Avenatti actually sticks to his word, he's going to have to throw that net out far, because this goes way back and a whole lot of people need to be worried right now. That includes people that handled R. Kelly as far as his handlers, people that did a lot of stuff for him, went and got girls for him. That includes some of these parents out here. It includes a lot of people. Because when he really start dragging and investigating and checking out the relationship between R. Kelly and these other people, including some of these parents, but feelings are about to get hurt. Feelings are seriously about to get hurt because he couldn't have done this by himself, and he did not. He didn't. There's a lot of blame. He's going to jail for it. Trust me. He is not getting out of this one. He is a sick man. I wish he had gotten help a long time ago, but he did not, because there were a lot of people that were eating off of him, and they didn't want to stop the gravy train. And they saw bad things happen, but they just couldn't give up the money. They were too busy worrying about themselves than to worry about little girls that he was luring in. They helped him. Some people brought their daughters to him. And because he is who he is, he took advantage of the situation. So it's a whole lot of sick ass, twisted ass people that need to go down for this. And I have a feeling this time he ain't getting out of this. He is not. And it's just going to pretty much just blow the top off how people look the other way when you have sick ass motherfuckers like this walking around. And that includes people's families. You got those sick ass uncles that everybody talk about, but don't nobody do nothing about them. They still allow him to walk around and go to the barbecues and come to the family reunion and come to Christmas. And everybody know he's a sick, twisted pervert. But don't nobody say nothing because they don't want him to go to jail. Well, this is the same kind of shit. And so I do hope that a lot of people go down for it. I hope a lot of people are exposed for looking the other way, including his wife, including the managers, including a lot of people, even some of these entertainers who knew too. It's going down, y'all. Anyway.